I have got together 4 other FPL managers that play FPL completely different to find the best way to play FPL. An AI team, a casual team, my team, a zombie team, and an anti-FPL team. 5 teams, 5 strategies. Which tactic wins? And would you look at that, big boy, still the world's best manager and top of the 5 teams, 5 strategies league. Wait, not cash out, quit the series. This may be the last time I'm a first, so, you know, let me say that. But in second, we have the AI team, who is not too far behind, but had a pretty wibbly-wobbly week, so yeah, I had a little bit of an edge over them. In third, we got the zombie team, who is actually ahead of the casual team, despite not making any changes so far. Then the casual team, who's already taken like 3 or 4 hits, because, you know, casual. And thankfully, the FPL team is still in last because their whole goal is to score the least amount of points possible. I scored a big boy unlucky 64 points, which, okay, is average, and is actually better than half the teams in this league, but yeah, not too great, so I'm just gonna skip over me. But what I did do was make one transfer, which was Nkunku out, and I captained Haaland, unlike others in this league, where the AI team captained Palmer instead, even though they had Haaland. I guess Haaland didn't on paper or on numbers have as good of a fixture as Palmer, so that's why the AI guy just decided to go for Palmer captain instead, but obviously that did not work out. That was one big boy unlucky. What they did also do was make 2 transfers, their first transfers of the season, with Isak and Bruno out. Isak out is, you know, a big claim, but, you know, it kind of worked. I mean, did it? He scored, but, you know. And they did that to bring in Palmer and Armstrong. Armstrong, obviously, weak, more like. And Palmer, they brought him in to captain. And obviously, if they didn't make those and just captained Haaland, they would have had way more points. But that's sometimes what the computer makes you do, right? These AI models try and, like, perfect your team every week without really looking at the consequences of, you know, selling somebody like an Isak, which, yeah, the computer is not going to help you with that. But don't worry, it'll give you better EV and, you know, it's all redeemable, right? No. In third is the zombie team, who obviously did not make any transfers because they're not making any transfers all season. They probably, like, deleted their login for this and just, you know, you might as well. You're not going to look at this team ever again. But the Haaland captain has been carrying them because he's pretty much the only one scoring them actual good points. And now there are some big boy unluckies in this team, where not only did Rice Baby get red carded for a -2 points and is now suspended for the next game, but they've also now got an injured Bailey, who looks like he could be injured for at least a few weeks. Maybe he'll come back, but obviously with no transfers being made here, somebody like him is just no. And you've also got the injured Areola here now, and a Castagna who's not even playing. Oh dear, you might already be down to 10 players in just game week 4, and this team does not get to make transfers. Yikes. Somehow, though, they are ahead of this team, the casual team, who, of course, made the ultra knee-jerky casual move of bringing Madueke in after he scored his hat-trick against Wolves, and somehow Madueke didn't score another hat-trick. What? I never knew that. Who would have thunk that? They did, however, have a Havertz and an Isak who scored all the points, and I've got that Virgil van Dijk getting all the clean sheets for Liverpool. So, hey, you know, even though some casual mistakes in here and all that, it's still actually not too bad. What is very interesting, though, is they kind of started Anderson and Castagna, with Anderson not yet to play for Fulham and Castagna also not yet to play for Fulham this season. But they were like, nah, you know, got better fixtures, not going to concede. To be fair, if they're not going to play, they're not going to concede, but they're also not going to get any points, so I like it. And finally, we have the anti-FPL team. The team, the strategy, the whatever you want to call it, of FPL, where you try and get the least amount of points possible, but need to spend all of your budget. And that's why the bench looks absolutely stacked, not just with players' price, but with points. That bench right there almost has more points than my team. What? They did almost have a big deal with Raya being subbed in, as McCarthy is obviously no longer a starting goalkeeper with Ramsdale coming in. But thankfully, the rest of the team pretty much big boy hauls in terms of anti-FPL, with almost 1 pointers across the entire board, apart from Strand Larsen, who got a major 2 points. Oh, and unfortunately, a Delap captain goal. Yikes. You could have captained any other player in this team and he would have got less than 20 points. A huge or minute score in terms of anti-FPL, right? But no, the only player to actually score points was the captain here. So I think that just deserves a big boy. Unlucky. Overall then, no change. Might as well delete this series. It's just, I was going to stay forever, I hope, because I'm currently on top. But we were kind of expecting me and the AI team to just be the ones battling up for the top. And then hopefully now the casual team could start to look to overtake the zombie team in the very short coming weeks because, you know, the zombie team is already. And thankfully the FPL team is doing terrible with only 88 points in total so far. Some people have had that score every single game week so far. So yeah, they're unlucky, or they lucky, because that's the whole point. But that's going to be all for today's 5 teams, 5 strategies. My team, an AI team, a zombie team, a casual team, and an anti-FPL team. Which tactic will win? Spoiler, it's me.
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.